Guys, deluded Guna, YouTube's N'Golo Kante. Good morning. It's Sunday. Sundays as well as Fridays is Q&A day. Obviously, regardless of whatever team you support, you're waking up happy for different reasons. I know Chelsea don't play until Monday. Liverpool don't play until later today. Apart from that, I don't think obviously the opponents they're facing, everybody's seen their team play, so you're waking up with different emotions. If you're like me, Arsenal fan, buzzing, man. Mkhitaryan, shout out to you, assist king. Rambo with the three goals. Aubameyang got a debut goal. Wenger was on fleek yesterday. There was a spring in our step, so you can't be of complaints. But I'm wasting time and waffling about irrelevant things. Let's crack on with the Q&As, man. So yeah, first question. Bello asks, should we go for a young DM? You got it correct, spot on there, bro. Yes, and I'm personally, I don't like getting hung up on titles and stuff. When people say defensive mid, I know you're smart enough to know what I mean. As long as we get someone that's competent defensively, it's cool. There's many different variations of that. Is it someone that can contribute going forward but does his thing defensively, but you wouldn't necessarily call him a defensive mid, like the Roma Donny with the mohawk, or Kevin Shootman, or what's my man's name, Vidal. I'm not saying we should sign any of these players, we can't get them, but or making a case. I'm just trying to show you, like, they're more box to box, more everywhere sort of thing. Then you have the DMs like Fernandinho, who can clearly contribute going forward. If we can find someone like the young Fernandinho, that's calm. Fernandinho for me is a good player, but these sort of players is a case of scouts doing your job. Look at him, he's at Shakhtar. City did their jobs. If we can go and get a young version of that, broski, we're laughing. There's a type of two centre mids we need, a DM and someone that can pass the ball forward, but I'll take either one. You've also got, name some keepers you would like to see at Arsenal. The Kepa, Bilbao, that one's gone. I've said this before, the keepers I want, we can't get, to be honest. I know you guys have heard me say Oblak before. I would love that if it weren't a thing. You guys have heard me speak about Lafont before. I want him as well, but my thing for him, he's a very young keeper. Arsenal need a keeper. Yes, on one hand, you could say it's sink or swim in football, but a 19-year-old still developing a keeper, so he gets even more time in that aspect. Would I feel comfortable throwing him in the top six, into a top six side, as good as he is, when he's still developing physically as well? He might get bullied at corners, I'm not sure, but if it was based on talent alone, I'm having that. So probably them two, bro. If worse comes to worse, just scout Benfica, because they seem to just keep finding sick keepers. They had Edison, they had Oblak, they've got a good keeper now. We just got to keep doing something like that, man. Or even the Roma Donny, man, Alisson. There's so many things if we just open our eyes, man. I did hear we're looking for Butland, though. But next question, Anthony asks, what do you think of Arsenal Fan TV? Do you think they've affected how the club's perceived? Personally, I think Arsenal Fan TV, I'm not really fond of some of the people on it. Shout out to Troops and man like Robbie. But I think it's a good concept, to be honest with you. It gives the fans a voice. It's got Robbie a full-time job. You can't hate on someone like that. It's got the people around him flying out and doing things, and it's brought the fans together. And for foreign fans, it does give, when they do like the stadium things, it does give someone a taste of what it might be like at the Emirates. Obviously, if they can't go every week or have a chance of doing that every week. What I'm not a fan of is people using that platform for their own personal game, to milk it, to make it all about me, to self-indulge in themselves. And that's why I quite simply say, if I could, to be honest with you, shout out to Robbie and Troops, like I said. The rest are just weird, man. That TYU's weird. The rest are just weird. Like, they're just trying to be weird and get attention. So yes, that clearly affects the club, how the club's perceived, because the people think all Arsenal fans are like that. Obviously, people are smart enough to see that and speak with people that are not like that. But what has it got to now? It doesn't matter if you support Swansea or the rock bottom City, Swansea, or anybody else. Regardless of what's happened with your team, you're coming to look at Arsenal Fan TV or something if Arsenal have got smacked up, just to see the reactions, and people do play up to that. It's not even just that. You go on United fan channels like the United Stand, you see it. You go on Chelsea fan channels, forgive my language, but the guy of smiling descent, he's always acting a fool. And it's quite funny. When Arsenal beat them, it was quite funny to go watch, and I can see why people watch Arsenal Fan TV. So it's not just Arsenal fans, it's every fan acting like an idiot, to be honest. Me and you asks is, good question. Word has it, Aubameyang still might make Europa League, as he has never played there with Dortmund. Not a clue myself, but any word on it? Broski, I don't know, man. I keep hearing different conflicting reports. I hope you're right. I don't know myself, so I'm not going to pretend I know. So, yeah. Scott asks is, do you think Kohler could slot into a temp DM role? On the basis that I guess he's strong in a tackle, he's a decent player. You could say yes, it could be a bit like Dyer, in the sense that Dyer was in a defensive mid. He's in a system that works. He just simply has to be in the right position at the right time and just distribute the ball via the sideways avenues. You could say that. Personally, I must say it fills me a bit of way, but Cola can do that, and if we were pushed, it's something we'd have to look at. So you're correct in that aspect. DNM9 asks, do you like jollof rice? I've never tried it, bro, but my Ghanaian friends always telling me it's the lick, so I guess it is the lick, man. So shout out to jollof rice, man. We'll try that one day. You've also asked me, Beyonce or Rihanna? Ooh, I don't know. You guys know I don't like to answer these sort of questions, because we live in a PG society. Beyonce's elegance, there's something about Beyonce's elegance, but there's something about Rihanna, man, that gets the heart pulsing. Plus, she was at the Emirates yesterday, so big up Rihanna. I'm going to say Rihanna, man. Rihanna's got that appeal as well, man. Oh, Lord. A day of Rihanna, shit. But next question. Love for that, bro. Next question. Show Rizzy answers, why did Chelsea struggle to beat Arsenal? Because you're not paying that Russian money no more, GG. I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I don't know, man. I think Conte's made it a bit predictable to play Arsenal, to be honest with you. And Wenger's found a system that works with a Iwobi and Welbs or something like that, if they're not necessarily playing or working hard. It's a bit like Pep sides. I mean, up until recently, I was quite confident against the Pep side. Don't get me wrong, I expect to get smacked up. But in regards to playing, Wenger seemed to have a formula of working against Pep, to be honest. And it's always an engaging counter when we play them, apart from City away. And that they obviously typically walk out winning. But you get what I mean by that. You've got, do you think Arsenal will win the Europa League even with teams like Atletico, Dortmund and Napoli? Well, we have to try. I mean, if you're asking me to look at it right now, say could we win it? No, I think them sides they are gassed up a bit, but do I think we could win it? No, but I'll get behind our boys and support them. But similar to the top four, it's a bit wishing on the start because I can't see how we're going to be calculated in that approach. I'm someone that likes to be calculated, so yeah. Rax17 asks, what player would leave? Let me start that again. What player leaving hurt the most? Thierry Henry, man. Come on, Thierry Henry. I remember that day. I remember some old lady showed me the paper of him in the Barcelona kit. I started crying on the spot before I was going to play football in the cage. Next question. Who would you say you're like as a... This is from a say guy. Yeah, my guy. Who would you say you're like as a right back in the Prem? I'm a bit like Walker Rapid. I'm a bit like Ryan Bertrand now. I'm guessing it. I'd say Kyle Walker-Peters, to be honest with you, because he's basic. He does his job and just keeps it moving. I would say, I know he's left, but a bit like Coquelin, Pasha Merchant. I'd say Maitland-Niles. That's it. I don't really feel I play like anyone. I'm not really that quick. I'm not really a... Yeah, man, I'd say them two, to be honest with you. That's a good question. I welcome questions like that. Patrick asks, do you think Lacazette will become the player we all want him to be, or is he a dud? Or he's going to have to fight, man. He signed a 4 or 5 year deal whenever he did. He's going to have to fight. He wanted this move to a top club for years. He's going to have to fight. I don't believe in giving up on him. He's having a tough time, but he's shown that he's physically up for the fight in the Premier League. He's shown he can link up. Obviously, he still is our top goal scorer. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Obviously, Bant's aside with Aubameyang if we include his Dortmund goals, but he still is our top goal scorer. Aubameyang's clearly ahead of him in the pecking order. He's going to have to hold up the bench at least for the few weeks, but he's going to have to take his chance. I wouldn't give up on him. Maybe if we move him to an inverted striker on the left instead of a Iwobi, something could happen, but I don't think he's a dud. Ryan answers, what girls are the best looking? Again, these questions are going to get me in trouble, but the Brownings or the West Indians. So yeah, man, but shout out to all girls of all different shapes and sizes, man. I don't necessarily have a preference, but yeah. Kath asks, do we put all our eggs in the Europa League basket or wait to get in via the top 4? He's obviously speaking about champs. At what point do we start to focus on Europa? Bro, if it was me, everything would have been patterned. Of course, I could say that in hindsight, in the sense that I believe we should have looked at this season a bit more calculated. We try and get there via the Europa League or the top 4 so we can fall on either sword. It looks like the top 4 is wishing on a star. We have to at least go on around a 10-game run or something like that in the last fixtures. Europa League, you've got to just play your best side and have a goal. But I mean, we can't look ahead of who we're playing. Ostersants, they're gonna be on this giant killer thing. If we get past them, we've got to go against some top clubs. If we fight and show commitment, we'll always have a chance. But at this moment in time, looking into it, I can't see how we do it. I'd love to be proven wrong, and I'll always get behind the boys. But I'd say within the next month or so, we've got to start focusing on Europa League, to be honest with you. I don't necessarily mean throwing the towel, because I don't also believe we could be as calculated in the sense that Jose threw that league away where they could finish in regards to, you saw how he came against us and Spurs, I believe, with a weekend side and then went and got over the line. I don't necessarily think we're calculated as a club to go and do that. So I believe our best interest is just to pull together and win every game as it comes. If it was up to me, As you guys know, I wanted to get out there via the top 4. I'm going to slightly focus on the Europa League a bit more, and I'm still going to try as hard as I can in the Prem. It doesn't really answer your question. Similar to the Alexis situation, we put ourselves in a unique position that I can't really answer, to be honest with you. But I would say within the next month or so, we've got to be looking at stuff. Lastly, we've got another question. In regards to our away games, is it the tactics from the manager or the players' shocking displays at fault for what happens to us away from home? It's a bit of both, bro, because obviously it's nice to play at the Emirates when everybody's behind you, but away from home, these people have played at hostile environments. These people have played in hostile, have come from hostile backgrounds. They should use that. I think a lot of our players clearly underestimate the fact in the Prem of the 12th man, what it can do for you. You saw what Spurs against United. My friends are telling me that the 12th man on top of the ability, that plays a part. I don't feel them sort of things there can be laid on the player. The tactics has to, of course, fall with Wenger, because there's times if you know we're a bit poor away from home, go free at the back or put an extra man in midfield, be a bit more solid, be a bit more cerebral in our just damn right approach, to be honest with you. But I hope that answers your question. Guys, thank you for the questions, man. Getting the questions with more. I apologize if I've missed you out. That was a great Q&A. I actually enjoyed that, man. Like I said, getting the questions with some more, man. I need that. Guys, Deluded Goonie, YouTube, and Golo Kante. Get in the comments, subscribe. I'm out.